Hello and welcome one and all. The atmosphere building very nicely here. Gorgeous, gorgeous evening. The skies are clear, the noise is fervent, the atmosphere frenetic. Well, I'm Peter Drury and I'm joined in the commentary box by the familiar figure of Jim Beglin.
Thanks for that, Peter. Hi everyone. The excitement has really picked up now and I'm eager for the action to start.
Well, it looks like a big game, sounds like a big game. Everyone involved is absolutely up for it. And already we're underway here. Pull it. Now it's Cristiano Ronaldo. Oh, good read.
That's great positioning, so good from him.
Jim, which player is best equipped for this game?
I don't think we've seen a dribbler as good as this guy, Vinicius Junior, in some time. His favourite move is to receive the ball in a wide position, attract defenders his way, where he can turn them and just leave them behind and have a clean run at goal. He's a very tricky customer and getting better week by week.
Yeah, I'd have picked him too. No doubt the fans feel much the same way. Spread out to the left. Vinicius Junior, and the flag has stayed down. And that interception was most necessary.
That was well played, well stopped. They've got a healthy number of very tall targets to pick out from this corner.
Defending of the desperate variety. Vinicius Junior! And the keeper has reacted superbly there.
Vinicius Junior is offering a wry smile there.
Araujo gets rid without sophistication. Benfica have it back and can go again. Ferdinand, always a very imposing presence at the back. No foul, says the referee. And that's been intercepted.
He read that really well and stopped it.
Benfica, so far, providing no real test at all for the goalkeeper. There's some great running on show here, but ultimately there was no way through. Pepe gets over and intercepts. Roberto Carlos. Excellent challenge there, uncompromising. Ferdinand. Yamal. Great pressure, plenty of it. And it's Yaya Toure. To Ibrahimovic, and it's Vieira.
Adriano really was well marshalled there because he was denied the opportunity to turn.
Well played, that has snuffed out the danger. Giaied. Now it's Cristiano Ronaldo. And here's Vinicius Junior. Giaied. It's Giaied! It's in! And that really is so impressive. Vietnam have broken through. It's 1-0.
Well, I think the next 5 to 10 minutes will call for real focus as the opposition will inevitably react.
Nesta. Very nicely done. And it's Vieira. And this is Ibrahimovic. And he's there to belt it away. Out of play for a throw. Yaya Toure. Chooses to go cross-field.
That's a great ball cross-field.
Roberto Carlos is sporting a guilty look after that.
Clearly is miffed, having made the run and not get picked out.
Rafinha receives it in a good position here. Shot at goal! Deftly away. Now it's Cristiano Ronaldo. Vieira. Vinicius Junior is always scanning the pitch for targets. Lahm. Pullet. And here's Dembele. Well, that is good. Super running, sharp movement. Came up against a defender, though, who was ever so determined. Looking to play him in. Rafinha. No way through, so back it comes. And there is the half-time whistle. So a steady, solid and more than satisfactory first half. They've got the lead and that gives them something to build on after the break.
Yeah, you don't get any points for stating the obvious, Peter, but thankfully this is still very savable. Keep things simple, keep the intensity high and hope for an early goal. If that happens, it's a game changer.
Here we go again then.
Benfica can really do with some bigger names standing up here. At times they didn't even look as if they knew what they were doing.
Yamal receives it in a wide position. Pepe did well to emerge with the ball. That's a contest to keep an eye on. That has been cut short.
Benfica clearly are trying to mix things up here, keeping their opponents guessing.
Now it's Gerrard, and he's got the beating of his man.
Well, he certainly wasn't in the mood to take any risks.
Vieira.
They've got to make this nice and quick.
Now it's Cristiano Ronaldo. Vieira. Lahm has quite the footballing brain. He's almost never outsmarted. Pullet does well to get it back. Oh, that's really good play on the right. He's driving forward. Vietnam appear to be happy to let their front players stay up front all the time.
Well, it's signalling to the opposition that they're setting themselves up for the counter-attack. It's plain and simple.
Benfica still this single goal behind. Oh, he's found support out wide. Vinicius Junior gets into some... Decent chance! Oh, not this time, but a lot of applause for the thought.
Yeah, that was really sharp. That kind of delivery can play havoc with defences.
Substituição para o Benfica. Número 21.
Both sides then taking this chance to turn to their benches.
Número 18. Número 17. Número 10.
Cafu.
Vão dar os seus lugares a número 20. Número 7.
Vinicius Junior, the specialist in tearing teams apart.
Está a acontecer uma substituição.
Your impression so far, Jim?
Benfica are not doing enough to get themselves back in the game. They're not as threatening as their opposition. It's got to change.
Vinicius Junior, can he latch on to this? No, again there's no way through. Lahm picks it up out wide. Up he goes!
It's a decent chance to counter-attack.
Well seen, saw that coming.
That's great positioning, so good from him.
And here's Cristiano Ronaldo. Now it's Cristiano Ronaldo.
Well, it's definitely the right attitude and application, Peter. They've got to keep pushing.
They're coming again and again.
I think they just have to keep forcing the issue and they'll get clinical.
And here's Roberto Carlos. Nicely weighted ball. Good defending there. They've slammed the door in the faces of the opposition. Almost 75 minutes on the clock now. Benfica perhaps wondering what the best time is for their next substitution. Engages and forces him off the ball. That's an imaginative pass.
Yeah, they were looking for a counter-attack.
And here's the chance to counter. Lam charging forward down that flank. And here's Dembele. Vinicius Junior is onto this.
They may end up with some regret with this tactic, but you have to admire their commitment to goals.
Now it's Hullet. Tries to pass it through. But it is clear to see that he is not at all happy with that.
Yeah, he just didn't seem to get enough on the pass, Peter, did he?
Now it's Cristiano Ronaldo. It's a good-looking delivery. Last-ditch defending, but that'll do. Well, there's the clearance. Ambitious ball here. And no, that was never going to make it.
This usually is the time teams go into conservation mode.
And this is Ronaldo. And that was very necessary. And here's Cristiano Ronaldo. Lovely ball and it shoots! Loose ball now and there's a chase on to retrieve it. Good try. The outcome could so easily have been different.
Está a proceder-se a uma substituição.
It's make or break time now, and they're all headed for the penalty box.
Yaya Toure! Vieira gets it clear.
Vamos ter minuto de compensação.
Dealt with nicely by the defence. And the referee brings it to a close. So in the end, one goal did it. An exciting encounter where both sides... So welcome one and all to a picturesque evening here, a clear night, all the ingredients for a showcase game that the passionate crowd demands. I'm Peter Drury, and it's a pleasure to be alongside Jim Beglin.
Hi everyone, and thanks Peter, it's great to be on board.
Expectations and decibels both rising fast here.
Substituição para o Benfica. Número 21, Ibrahimovic. Número 18, número 10. Vão dar os seus lugares a número 17, número 7, Cristiano Ronaldo. Número 20, número 4. Vamos dar lugar a uma substituição. Está a proceder-se a uma substituição. Foram indicados 2 minutos de compensação.
Well, what a scene we have here. There's a real expectant buzz in the stadium, and the players on the pitch are raring to go any minute now. Well, it looks like a big game, sounds like a big game. Everyone involved is absolutely up for it. So that's got things underway.
The Dutch introduced total football to the world, and in many ways, Ruud Gullit is the perfect example.
Well, he really could play in any position.
Yes, he started as a sweeper and showed that he could play anywhere in midfield and indeed up front. Big, strong and absolutely gifted.
Adriano. Now it's Ibrahimovic. Well, that defending is unapologetically persistent. It's almost personal, and it had to be. Vieira. Played towards the other side. Benfica ran themselves into the proverbial cul-de-sac there.
They'll want to make the most of this turnover.
Yaya Toure. And here's Vieira. It's come through and he's had a quick look inside. Oh, he's hit the bar! Firm header just off target.
And he did so well to get himself there. What a good effort.
Pinches it off him. Nedved. Anything, Jim, to pick out of these early exchanges?
Well, I think both teams probably feel it's too early for either to start taking real risks. So they're still very much in a phase of testing the waters and sizing each other up.
Lofted upfield.
It's the sort of situation that they'll want to capitalise on now.
Good ball, good take. He's onside. And Rafinha! Now, who's going to be first to this? And that's what you call inspired goalkeeping.
Really looked sharp there, didn't he? That's very well played. Size really matters, and it's time to make it matter now. Well, he got rid because he was under pressure.
Madrid are looking to go forward now. Roberto Carlos stood his ground strongly. Engages and forces him off the ball. Ibrahimovic unable to make it happen for all his good intentions. Now it's Ibrahimovic. Nedved conjures time and space where few can. And it's Vieira. So a third of the match or thereabouts. It's Adriano! Great build-up. It all deserved a better ending.
That's good running. It makes life so much easier when you have people who are willing to go beyond the defence like that.
Rummenigge. Nedved, who needs just a moment to score a goal. Now, can they get him away? And it's Vieira. Pass somewhat off target. Looking for a chance for a shot! It's loose and there's a race for the ball.
It's a decent chance to counter-attack.
Now it's Rafinha.
Such good technique.
He's got away. Yamal. Out for a throw. Now there's a fine ball. Real chance! It's loose now and they want to get it back. He's picked his way through. Flashes it across. Roberto Carlos! No, he didn't quite meet it right. Corner number 2 then. And now they can spring out of defence. Vieira with a definite foul there. He's a sharp little ball here. And it's over the line, and that'll be a goal kick. I'm not sure how the stats look in terms of expected goals, but nothing actual has materialised so far. Now it's Pedri. Now it's Luis Suarez. Rafinha, of course, a dribbler of outlandish ability. Oh, good read.
He read that really well and stopped it.
Vieira. Adriano. Saliba goes on a charge down the left. Yaya Toure. And here's Rafinha. Oh, that is a good ball to find him. Has a look and plays it forward. Nedved. Rummenigge. Madrid disappointing in the end there. They lack urgency. Oh, well played, well sorted out. Oh, that's neat. And this is Luis Suarez. The cross. Dida. And we've reached half-time. So neither team were able to take the lead, but it certainly hasn't been for the lack of trying. An engrossing half, but we're still where we started, 0-0.
Que pueden disfrutar de la transmisión en directo de este partido en la emisora de radio oficial del equipo. Se va a producir un cambio de jugadores. El dorsal 14.
And that's the start of another 45 minutes.
Benfica have been the team that have had the lion's share of possession and chances. OK, they haven't got much to show for it, but I think it's a case of keep going and eventually you'll get your break.
Madrid look happy to sit back for the moment here.
Yeah, everything they're doing screams counter-attack, but it's a long counter-attack. When they win it back, they're not wasting any time. They're just trying to get the runners away as quickly as possible.
Rafinha. Yamal. That's tidy. Aimed in towards the... Oh, smashing header! Oh, the keeper's done ever so well.
Well, someone's doing his job properly, Peter, that's for sure.
Corner number 3 coming up. Can he finish? Well, now it's a race for the ball. Tries to get it clear. It's a quick ball upfield. And he's been shifted off it. It looked as though that might lead to something quite promising, but it turned out that was decent chance! Oh, that was a brilliant save.
Rafinha is offering a wry smile there.
Corner number 4 coming up here. It's a mighty effort! They've scored! There is the breakthrough! Certain, searing and imperious.
So well played, Peter. Did a great job keeping sight of the ball. Made a classic move and met it perfectly.
Benfica have taken the lead.
Well, talk about the perfect start to the second half. They've certainly come out with more purpose, more energy, and it's paid off beautifully.
Rafinha. So, Jim, what are you thinking?
Well, the message they're sending out now is pretty loud and clear. Let's grab a second goal and give ourselves an element of comfort.
Se va a producir un cambio de jugadores. El dorsal 20.
Time for changes on both sides, actually.
El dorsal 11. El dorsal 24. Serán
Ferdinand cuts it out.
El dorsal 15.
That's good pressure, good intensity.
Yeah, and what they've got to realise, Peter, is that they won't get away with excessive force for long, so they're running a fine line now.
Well, that is good. Super running, sharp movement. Came up against a defender, though, who was ever so determined. And the shot! It's in! And this is getting better and better. And that is about as cool as they come. He picked his spot expertly.
He had the whole picture in his head, Peter. He didn't need...
Still no way through. The defending here is resolute. Benfica are, of course, in a position to go to the bench should the need arise. And there's his chance to lead the counter. Collar constantly looking for the ball. He's having a go! And a terrific save from the keeper.
Kohler actually didn't do an awful lot wrong, to be honest.
They're up to 5 corners now. Madrid have the chance to go the other way. Collar. Oh, good take in a good area. Hit. A header! He's done very well to get to that.
Yeah, he was well placed to deal with that.
The corner count is rising. That's 6. Ferdinand clears. And it's Vieira. Shot a goal! And now a sudden chance to counter. Ferdinand kept aware, and it is reclaimed easily. And he's quick to snatch it back. Bale puts his foot on the gas. Aims beyond the defence. Nesta. Oh, can he get onto this? Nice, ruffled a few feathers, but well dealt with. And here's Bale. Mbappe. Header! Oh, taken with style. The movement so precise, the finish sumptuous.
Look, if you want to be effective on the break, then the key element is always pace. That's what really rips defences apart, and it's difficult to find an answer to it when it's applied like that.
We have got ourselves a game here.
Well, I think they have every chance of levelling this now, Peter, but they've got to stay calm and not go completely gung-ho.
Mbappe. Bale is the type of player who always likes having a bit of space in front of him.
I thought it was going to happen then. How many more chances can they realistically expect now?
Not much time now for anything fresh to happen, I think. He's found the way through. Cross in.
There's much frustration as to the lack of a touch to finish that off.
Oh, easy pickings there. 4 extra minutes added on. Vieira. And it's Roberto Carlos. He has found the way through. Oh, he's taken out. That'll be a foul. Well, it looks like he's picked up a bit of a knock from that challenge. And it's Cristiano Ronaldo. Dida. Added time is up, and there goes the whistle. Benfica have emerged victorious in this match of thrills. The odd goal ultimately proving the difference. Adriano voted man of the match, and deservedly so. Your reflections then, Jim?
A good show, Peter. A good show of character, a good show of resilience.
Well, football is, of course, ultimately just a game, but for the next 2 hours, it might not feel like that. The stadium is full of noise and energy. This certainly matters. There's nothing quite like match day, especially here. This crowd doesn't do ordinary, and we should be in for something very special. So that's got things underway. Nothing but absolute focus in the eyes of Gennaro Gattuso, Jim, and no doubt he will be relishing every part of the battle.
Yeah, the very epitome of competitiveness and relentlessness. I mean, he's a real menace in every sense of the word. If you're on the ball, he'll chase you to the ends of the earth and back. I'm going to say only nice things about him for fear of him coming after.
He rises! Oh, split-second reaction.
Well, someone's doing his job properly, Peter, that's for sure.
Probing pass. Well, that has not gone well. Yaya Toure. Nicely weighted ball. Good take, and is he in? Rafinha. And Jamal. He's a sharp little ball here. He's being urged to shoot. Baresi did just about enough to come out on top there. Neither party overly willing to compromise. That was good pressing, forced the error to put an end to it before things could get even more threatening. He's through now, and the finish! And kept out by the most elastic of saves.
Adriano actually didn't do an awful lot wrong, to be honest. Well, look, they know they've got a height advantage, and it's time for them to use it.
And it's hoisted clear. That's very neat. Gattuso produces the perfect tackle there. Van Basten. Now it's Ibrahimovic. He has found the way through. Chance for a shot! Goal! Manchester United! The movement so precise, the finish sumptuous.
Just when they thought they may be in at one end, they end up shipping a goal at the other, and it's all due to wonderful counter-attacking. They hardly had time to even react, and there's only one word to describe that: clinical.
So we have the first goal.
Well, I guess this ought to make things interesting, Peter. No doubt the opposition will now be forced to play a more open and riskier game.
Manchester United have the chance to go the other way. Excellent challenge there, uncompromising. Oh, good read.
He read that really well and stopped it. Benfica are really in a position where patience and prudence will serve them best.
Rafinha! Oh, wonderful! What a goal! A finish right from the top drawer! And the lead lost no time at all!
Yeah, since going a goal down, they've dug in to produce a really fine spell, which for me deserved that equaliser.
And that is about as cool as they come. He picked his spot expertly.
Well, for me, you can't fault the keeper there. The effort went in at the widest possible point off the upright. Nothing he could do.
And that has added a whole new complexion to the game.
Well, they just couldn't have responded any better, Peter. Yeah, there's the old cliche about how teams can lose focus after scoring, but you still have to take your chances. Brilliant.
Some really good ball movement. Rijkaard. Otto.
Yeah, they were looking for a counter-attack.
Ibrahimovic is sporting a guilty look after that.
Well, that's down to a simple miscalculation. No more, no less.
Looking to go deep. Vieira can see things others simply cannot. Roberto Carlos. Played out wide. Yamal. That is lovely. And it's Vieira. Adriano! Big relief, it just needed better contact.
Look, we've all been there. Not that it'll make him feel much better at the moment.
Gattuso is one of those players who's known for reading the game better than anyone. Look at the space. Can he finish? Goal! Benfica! And the comeback is complete. And he stuck it away as if laser guided.
Just way, way too good, Peter. The keeper was never going to stop it.
Benfica get themselves into the lead.
Yeah, I always felt this was coming. There was a clear increase in both intensity and tempo. Now all they need is to try and maintain it.
Vieira. Now it's Ibrahimovic. Benfica do have a chance to counter here, and that could set him on his way. Gattuso. Ibrahimovic.
Foram indicados 2 minutos de
Nicked it back
compensação.
promptly. Adriano. And this is Ibrahimovic. It's loose now and they want to get it back. Van Basten.
They've got to make this nice and quick.
There's the whistle for half-time. Oh, what a comeback. Certainly I didn't see that coming, nor I think did many in this crowd. So we reached the halfway point.
Well, give me a moment to get my breath back. What a super half of football. Incident-packed, goals, comebacks, and the match being turned on its head. Which way it's going to go from here, it's anyone's guess.
Benfica are up by the odd goal in 3, just about shading things at the break. So we're straight back at it at the start of the second half. And that interception was most necessary.
That was well played, well stopped.
Yaya Toure. And it's Vieira. Rafinha is onto this. Chance, surely! Oh, terrific save from the keeper.
Yeah, he was well placed to deal with that.
And that should get the job done. Yaya Toure. Nesta is pretty much the definition of the word uncompromising. Rijkaard.
Well, that might be the first time they've gone long, Peter. They've clearly been told to try something different.
Chance! Oh, taken with style! What remarkable powers of recovery!
Well, this is just incredible. I mean, who would have seen this? Neither manager, I think. It's all happening.
Not a defender in sight. He had all the time in the world.
Yeah, keeping calm and taking a touch like that when it's all going on around you isn't always that easy, but he made it look like a doddle. Finishing it off was quite simple after that.
Substituição para o Benfica. Número 21. Ibrahimovic.
Benfica choosing to make the first change. This is quite a battle.
This is exactly the kind of contest you'd expect when you have so much class from both sides. The next goal is going to be so significant.
Ibrahimovic is herring after that one. And it's Roberto Carlos. Roberto Carlos. Terrific header. Caught offside that time. Oh, good spread. Well seen, saw that coming.
That's great positioning, so good from him.
Ronaldo looks to get on the end of this. He's in plenty of space here. He's shifting through the gears here. Oh, the touch is just too thick. Could really have done without that.
Yeah, very careless, and I leave it at that.
Well, they've got it again. Rijkaard. Now it's Cristiano Ronaldo. Roberto Carlos. He's found a way through. Crosses it. He gets big. Goal! Benfica! And again they hit the front. Certain, searing and imperious.
Yeah, it all came from some really smart movement, Peter. Did the defence let themselves down by not picking him up? I think the boss won't be amused.
So we have a breakthrough. Now how will things develop from here? Oh, facing up to his adversary, this is a formidable matchup. Benfica perhaps wondering what the best time is for their next substitution. Choi, someone who can always claim to be the most immaculate finisher.
Well, that's certainly more like it. They can't let the intensity drop now, Peter.
They're coming again and again.
You know, the interest value in this game might just take off from here.
Oh, that's a key interception. So, Jim, is that the manager telling the forwards that they must stay forward for now?
Well, I think he just is concentrating on the shape here, and he wants them to press as high as they...
And he shoots! He's got a goal! And this is getting better and better. Well, how's that for a class finish?
Ah, that's just clever. He made the keeper think he was going one way, only to outfox him by going the other. Very nice.
Benfica take a 2-goal lead and are looking good for the win.
Well, that's...
It's Adriano! Euphoria, utopia, and they are cavorting. And there's your hat-trick hero. He is simply indefatigable. It was a great finish. He put it away with great poise, dead-eye accuracy.
That's expertly finished, and he's done that so often.
And with that, the hat-trick is complete.
Well, you had to fancy him, Peter. He seems to be growing in stature with every goal.
Benfica grab a big header! They've done it! Result no longer in doubt. It's just about how many. Pick that one out. It was a bullet.
So well played, Peter. Did a great job keeping sight of the ball. Made a classic move and met it perfectly.
It's become a case of men against boys. He's got tall. And that's past the post.
Manchester United certainly look sharp there. They're very well drilled in this art of counter-attacking.
And that's it. Well, that's it for tonight's match, so it just remains for me to thank Jim Beglin alongside me and to wish you all a very good evening.
Caros espectadores, gostávamos de pedir o vosso contributo para o Fundo das Crianças Desfavorecidas.
Well, what a scene we have here. There's a real expectant buzz in the stadium and the players on the pitch are raring to go any minute now. Just listen to that noise. This place is definitely up for it. Let's hope we get a contest worthy of the setting. So off we go then.
Well, Peter, at this stage we often focus on the creative and goal-scoring talent, but I'm going to mention a defender in Lilian Thuram. As good as they come for me, very strong and athletic and competent in every other department you care to mention.
Just about the perfect defensive specimen.
Yeah, and I think often underrated.
Vieira. Ibrahimovic. Nicely spread. Bergomi does really well to win the ball there. That's good pressing, squeezing the play. Rafinha. Araujo did well to step in there. That was more than necessary. Can he get on the end of this? Yamal. Oh, lovely feed, he is such a good mover. Vieira defending his corner stubbornly, stood up very well to his man. Oh, that's a key interception. Oh, can he get onto this? No, not quite on the same wavelength. Here it is, crossed in. Araujo promptly onto that, and that is that.
Well, caution is dominating proceedings. This is
Giaied gets through on his own. Can he finish? Goal! Manchester United! That is so good, such sharp skills, and such a delicious finish.
Oh, what a finish. I mean, an instinctive finish at that, and he probably didn't even have time to think about it too much.
So the first moment of real significance.
Yeah, it's rare that one is enough though, Peter. I get the feeling they'll be wanting another as soon as possible.
Now looking to orchestrate a counter. And they're quick to get it back. Well played, that has snuffed out the danger. Roberto Carlos. And it's Roberto Carlos. The defence opting here for strength in numbers.
They've got to be quick moving this forward.
And that's been intercepted.
That was well played, well stopped. Well, I wouldn't quite advise they should resort to risk-taking at this stage. There's plenty of time left yet.
Bergomi has quite the footballing brain. He's almost never outsmarted. Dida breathes a sigh of relief as he gets his hands on the ball. And he's been shifted off it. Vieira hurtling down that right flank. He's had a fair tumble under that challenge.
They need to play this quicker in transitions like this.
Now it's Mbappe. Mbappe! It's off target and by quite a way.
Manchester United really are good at what they're doing. They'll gladly take any opportunity to launch that counter.
Aimed beyond the defence. Has a look up and drives it forward. Vieira conjures time and space where few can. Some really good ball movement. Now there's a fine ball, and he whips it in. Well, there's the clearance. Vieira. Nicely aimed pass. Toure spots it and intercepts. Lovely pass, but can he get there? And he's had it nicked away. Nothing wrong with that tackle. Ball won cleanly.
OK, being behind at the break isn't ideal, but there's plenty of time to reply.
Well, the movement is slick, the speed is slippery. The defence, though, able to hold on this time. Hullet. Oh, good take in a good area. Well, that is good. Super running, sharp movement. Came up against a defender, though, who was ever so determined.
That appeared to be an inevitable outcome. Too much traffic.
Great defending, strong and determined. And here's Mbappe. Now then, the ball's come loose. And the referee brings the first half to a close. Well, it's certainly simmered along nicely so far. Just the one goal in it, and it's all still very much up for grabs.
Well, for me, Peter, things have never really got going, but at least this will be a good time to reflect and regroup. I can see a few changes coming, because whatever they've been doing, it just hasn't gelled.
Here we go again then.
Benfica can really do with some bigger names standing up here. At times they didn't even look as if they knew what they were doing.
Best. Now it's Mbappe. And smartly reclaimed. Oh, delightful. Mbappe! He's got a goal! And this is getting better and better. And a trademark move ends with... And that's it. Well, that's it for tonight's match, so it just remains for me to thank Jim Begden. Well, football is, of course, ultimately just a game, but for the next 2 hours, it might not feel like that. The stadium is full of noise and energy. This certainly matters. There's nothing quite like match day, especially here. This crowd doesn't do ordinary, and we should be in for something very special. Well, if you did just miss it, we are up and running already.
Well, this is a real privilege, Peter. There's an iconic number 10 below us.
You refer, of course, to the great Zico.
I do indeed, arguably the best of his time, and while he thrived in the number 10 role, he could play in any offensive position on the pitch, really.
We'll just sit back and enjoy him.
An easy watch, Peter.
He won't be happy with that one. Now it's Rafinha. Has a look and plays it forward. Can he get it through? And that's a good... And a shot! No messing about, just bludgeoned away. A probing pass. That is good alertness. Well, the idea was a good one. The execution of it, not quite so.
Well, the pass wasn't good enough, and he knows it.
Anything noteworthy in the early part of the match, Jim?
Well, I think both teams probably feel it's too early for either to start taking real risks. So they're still very much in a phase of testing the waters and sizing each other up.
Yamal, Bergomi proves too strong, too smart. Pele. Yamal. Nesta. Has a look and plays it forward. Oh, facing up to his adversary, this is a formidable matchup. And he was quick to react. Benfica still without a single shot on target. Mbappe is someone with real dynamite in his boots. Foul and a free kick in a very dangerous area. And he has shown him a yellow card. Well, the players are flocking round their fallen colleague and they look worried.
Well, not the best way to deal with it, but the old threat of pace clearly made him feel a tad uncomfortable.
It's a good 30, 35 yards out, this. Pele picks it up out wide. And that has been knocked clear. Big chance! Goal! Milan! And Milan have the lead. There was no getting to that, no getting to it at all. Expertly done.
He had the whole picture in his head, Peter. He didn't even look at the goalkeeper.
So the first goal of the game.
Well, I'd remind those players, Peter, that concentration will be key for a while now, as you don't want to hand the momentum straight back.
Oh, he's been caught napping. He's picked his way through. Threatening run, but a measured piece of goalkeeping.
He stood his ground brilliantly until he actually needed to act, and everything he did there was spot on.
Well, that defending is unapologetically persistent. It's almost personal, and it had to be.
Well, I wouldn't quite advise they should resort to risk-taking at this stage. There's plenty of time left yet.
Pele can so cleverly bypass the press. Tries to get it clear. And they're back on the ball again. Oh, good read.
He read that really well and stopped it.
And it's Zico. Zico going face-to-face with his great rival. Lovely bit of... It's Zico! Oh, the ball's run loose here. Now he's off and running. Rafinha. Well, there was an element of promise insofar as they kept the ball well, but they did very little with it. Genuine physical edge about this game. It is quite attritional. Great vision. Maldini. And it's Pirlo. Now it's Mbappe. And he's picked out the run. And he's there to clear it. Yamal, and they can counter here.
OK, being behind at the break isn't ideal, but there's plenty of time to reply.
It's a searching pass. And no, that was never going to make it. Adriano. Tries to pass it through. Now it's Mbappe. Well seen, saw that coming.
That's great positioning, so good from him.
And it's Zico. And that's been intercepted.
That was well played, well stopped.
He's a sharp little ball here. Excellent challenge there, uncompromising. Pele looking understandably energised after his goal. That's a lovely neat pass. Lovely pass, but can he get there? Cross from Rafinha. And that'll be the last act of the first half. A very combative, competitive half with just the one decisive moment. It's been compelling stuff.
Yeah, you don't get any points for stating the obvious, Peter, but thankfully this is still very savable. Keep things simple, keep the intensity high, and hope for an early goal. If that happens, it's a game changer.
Substituição para o Benfica. Número 17. Número 21.
Whistle goes, and we start the second half.
Well, I think in these circumstances it's all about how to adjust the balance of your team. I mean...
Decent chance! He has done it! They have come roaring back!
Well, they were starting to look more and more threatening, Peter, so this comes as no surprise. The fans here are pretty fired up now.
Perfect placement, the one place the keeper couldn't reach.
Well, Peter, I think the keeper knew straight away he was never going to get to it.
And very quickly, the substitute made his... It's a quick one. Gullit, and the shot! Well, here's a man adored by many, even deified by some. They get a throw-in.
Substituição para o Benfica. Número 10. Abandona o relvado e vai entrar com
He's going to be disappointed with that.
4.
Zico. And he welcomes it in. It's an inviting looking ball, that. And that interception was most necessary.
He read that really well and stopped it.
Cristiano Ronaldo. Now it's Mbappe. And this is Gullit. Oh, he's one-on-one! There's some great running on show here, but ultimately there was no way through. Adriano looking to shake off some unwanted attention.
Well, they seem intent on marking him out of the game. They're certainly trying to wind them up in the process, Peter.
And he's going to have his name taken. Oh no, he's got that wrong. Now, can they get him away? Now here's a mighty effort! It's loose and there's a race for the ball. Leicester gets good distance on it.
Substituição para o Benfica. Número 18. Sai e vai entrar para o seu lugar com...
That's an excellent interception. It's run loose. Who's going to get there? Oh, that is good. Super running, sharp movement. Came up against a defender, though, who was ever so determined.
I'm struggling to work out whether that was brave or a bit stupid. Maybe both, actually.
Well, the defence proved infallible then, but that won't be the last they'll see of him. Now, he's got space here. Benfica are making a change. After this, just one opportunity to do so. Real chance! Goal! Benfica! And the game is well and truly turned on its head. The movement so precise, the finish sumptuous.
Benfica are such an adept counter-attacking team. They produced something out of nothing there. A few seconds was all it took for them to convert a defensive situation into a goal, and it's very impressive.
Could be danger here, and he's surging through. They're urging him to takes a shot. Goal! A game of thrills, all square in the blinking of an eye.
Yeah, they say that fortune favours the brave, and we've just seen an example. This team has real personality and character.
That was a given. It always was.
Well, from a defensive perspective, Peter, that's a really poor one to give away. Yes, the movement was very good, but the defence made it way too easy.
Quite a thriller this one's become.
Such a big goal, Peter. Just when the opposition thought they could turn the screw, they're back to square one again. The manager will be absolutely delighted with such a response.
Nicely shaped ball. Now that's well seen too. Roberto Carlos. Nicely weighted ball. Looking for options for movement. Benfica still have the cards to affect this game. Neither of these two want to come off second best. Vieira. And it's Roberto Carlos. Looking to play him in. That is a brilliant interception.
Benfica clearly are pushing for the win here, Peter. It's making for a very frantic end to this game.
And this is shot at goal! Oh no, that could be a costly miss.
It's a very watchable game, isn't it? Any goal from here could well be the winner.
He's had it taken off him. Done delicately. Cruyff receives it in a wide position. Cafu could move up a gear here. Vieira has created one goal already. Yaya Toure. A game with so much to recommend it. Fabulous contest, but still no clear winner.
Listen, the fans haven't given up on this by any means. They still believe it can be won. A lot of space here, a real opportunity.
Nicely aimed pass. That is good pressure, just hounded him off it. Vieira. Oh, well played, well sorted out.
I think we might be done here, Peter. I don't see there being enough time for them to try again.
Well, you might think he got off lightly. It is just a verbal warning.
Está a proceder-se a uma substituição.
No, not quite on the same wavelength. But it is clear to see that he is not at all happy with that.
Yeah, he just didn't see...
And this is Luis Suarez. Chance for a shot! Yes, he's done it! And that has raised the roof! That is so good, such sharp skills, and such a delicious finish.
That's what he lives for, Peter. Not a lot more to add.
Foram indicados 6 minutos de compensação.
Having turned the game on its head, now can they hold out?
There's still a bit left in it, Peter, but they should find the necessary to avoid a slip-up now.
Vieira! Vieira! Oh, he did the hard part right, but fluffed the finish.
That's good running. It makes life so much easier when you have people who are willing to go beyond the defence like that.
That's a little off target. Now it's Luis Suarez.
Look, there has to be more urgency here. The ball has to get to the other end much faster.
Passing is crisp and sharp. Cruyff. Oh, that's a vigorous challenge. Yaya Toure is one of those players who's known for reading the game better than anyone. And we're done. Benfica did lead, indeed.